Now, as the conflict in Palestine escalates, calls for a new approach to peace and equality are growing. We explore the perspective of attorney Jalil Dabdoub, whose personal ties to the struggle inform his advocacy for a single state where all citizens are treated equally. Our reporter Ramon Gordon sat with the attorney, capturing his worldview against the backdrop of the recently concluded UN General Assembly.
Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley launched an attack on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for his use of scripture to justify atrocities currently leveled at the Palestinians and Lebanese.
It is Romans that says to us, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord," not any country, not any human being. And let me be clear, we condemn the actions of Hamas on October 7th. But we equally and strongly deplore the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza, which is the result of the disproportionate use of force by Israel.
Israel has reportedly killed over 41,000 Palestinians since October 2023, when it launched an all-out war in response to an attack led by Hamas that left more than 1,100 people dead. The conflict has now shifted to Lebanon, where the health minister reports that heavy bombings have killed over 700 people, among them a senior Hezbollah commander. At the UN General Assembly recently, Jamaica reiterated global calls for a two-state solution in the West Bank.
And we call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages to bring an end to the protracted war and human suffering.
But is a two-state solution still viable? 57 Arab and Muslim countries have offered Israel a peace deal in exchange for a Palestinian state and an end to the occupation. On Monday, the leaders revealed Israel had refused.
The Israelis, including this current prime minister, has already said there is no two-state solution. There has been no prime minister, no administration since the Oslo Accord or even prior to that has ever taken any steps to institute the Oslo Accords. They have taken steps contrary to it.
Unlike most world leaders, Jamaican attorney Jalil Dabdoub, whose mother had to flee Palestine, is advocating for a single state where everyone within established borders is treated equally.
Whether they are a Zionist Jew, a Christian Zionist, or an atheist. Because if you want to be democratic, you must appreciate not everybody will share your values.
Dabdoub has described calls for ceasefire from world leaders as tepid, failing to address what many have labeled a televised genocide.
Since when we become little wimps, the legal position is the Palestinian people have a right to resist occupation, oppression, and apartheid. And that right extends to, under the UN Charter, armed resistance.
CVM News will continue tracking the latest developments in Palestine, bringing you an extended cut of our interview with attorney Dabdoub in the coming days. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.